And I got a question for all you politically correct pundits out there. At what point in time did you start dictating what words could and could not be used? Do you know that the words imbecile, moron, and idiot were actually medical terms? They clearly defined a person's mental capacity in years. They were acceptable medical terms, and they defined different levels of what was called retardation. Retardation is an actual word. It means to slow down or to be slowed down, or to show signs of slowing down, I guess, as are idiot and moron. They're all actual words, mean something. But because they were used to describe handicapped people who were mentally handicapped or mentally challenged, or whatever the correct phrase is now. They are no longer in fashion, or they're no longer allowed to be used by the rest of the population, I guess, you know. I don't really get it. I don't understand how words just kind of evaporate like that, you know. They weren't used as derogatory words, although they could be used that way. But just about anything could be used that way, you know. Whether you got a big nose or anything like that, if it's pointed out, it could be used in a derogatory manner. But that's part of dealing with life, you know. There are people that are going to be nasty to you no matter what. And you can't change them. You can maybe change the words they use, but that doesn't really change who they are, how they treat you. You know, I once met a guy, the first time I'd ever seen him. We were in a gym class, and I had problems with my knees, and I was sitting out the first day of class, and he had ankle was all big and swollen. And I pointed out to him that it looked like he had a club foot. You know, in reality, it was just a sprained ankle. And that kind of leads to my club foot theory, is that if somebody actually has a club foot, you don't point it out. But if somebody has an ailment like a sprained ankle that looks like a club foot, you could point it out. That's not unacceptable. So, y'all need to back up a little bit, back off a little bit, you know. People are going to make comments about the way I look. Not much I can do about that. It doesn't really matter to me one way or another. You know, I look the way I look. And I'm not getting it changed, and I'm not fussing about it. So, people also will may comment about the way I act or opinions that I have, and that's fine too. You know, they're my opinions. I have the right to voice them. They have the right to voice the opposite opinion, or even, take shots at me because of my opinion. That's fine. They get the right to do that. Everybody has the right to do that. Everybody has the right to do with it, and everybody else has the right to learn how to deal with it. You know, because that's what it comes down to. It's just people can't deal with it. You know, there was there's something else. Little people. Little people is, I guess, is supposed to be the acceptable term now for people who are very short in stature, and you can't use the medical terms anymore, I guess. I don't get that. You know, I'd almost prefer, if I were in that position, be called a midget than a little person. Little person sounds, that's not the meaning. You know, it sounds like you're, I hate to say this phrase, talking down to them, but you understand what I'm saying. You know, so, you know, you should be able to use shouldn't have to use euphemisms. There are perfectly good words in the English language for lots of different things, lots of different ailments, lots of different conditions, and you shouldn't have to use euphemisms or fancy phrases or even bass-backward phrases, you know. Developmentally challenged. And that is a bass-backward phrase, and a lot more words and syllables and letters than you actually need to describe the person. You know, everybody's challenged. You know, I'm age challenged, I guess. I'm technologically challenged. Everybody's challenged. If you're not challenged, then you're not really working or living. So you need to just, all of you need to back up a little bit and relax and stop taking everything so seriously. It's just not worth it. There's too many actually dangerous and aggravating things in the world that you don't need to find new things to irritate you and aggravate you and worry you. And don't worry about the stuff that's really out there and really trying to get you. Use a little common sense.